Hi, my name is Sam Johnson and I'm a voice teacher. Today I'm going to be reacting to and analyzing Sigrid performing Don't Feel Like Crying live. If you like this song and want to download it, there's a link in the description below. Gosh, I love those keyboards.
I know I should be ordering takeout or sitting on my couch, if that's what you do. I know I should be all in my feelings, staring at the ceiling, but here's the truth. Wallowing in it will be such a waste. That isn't gonna fix it anyway.
Oh, that's nice tight harmonies.
Yeah,
the vowels that she's using to sing the song are kind of centered around the vowel I. Everything is kind of here for most of it, which gives it this sound that's not going to be too full. It's going to remain more spoken, which is really good if you're into like pop music, which, I mean, she's a pop singer, and so she doesn't need to sound super full all the time and like this big operatic voice. So her vocal technique is adjust to get the sounds that she wants. She's doing it all around that I kind of thing. Sometimes there's a tendency when a vowel is a little bit wide like this for it to become brittle or for it to become too compressed, but she's not pushing underneath any of it, so it doesn't sound like it's going to break. It doesn't sound unbalanced in any way. It just sounds like this kind of vowel, which is exactly what she's looking for. When the other singer joined in, they just came in with these really nice together harmonies. She's kind of anticipating what's coming next. They work really, really well together.
dry my eyes 'cause I don't feel that crying. No.
Even going from that U to the at least tonight kind of place, the U, because the vowel changed, it became rounder, it started amplifying the harmonic set differently, and it became a more clear sound. So that's kind of what you get when you have these wider vowels, is a little bit of extra breathiness, which is super popular, especially in pop music. Like, we want to kind of come up with these ways to sound unique and to get the exact sound that we're looking for. With her, for most of it, I don't think she wants that super clear sound. When she goes to that U, that's where the harmonies kind of join in, because then that is this vowel sound that can actually be matched a lot easier by other people compared to that kind of place. If we were harmonizing with it would be harder to match the exact tone because it's just a little bit more imprecise, and there's a little bit of extra noise that doesn't blend as well with other voices. So it's kind of cool seeing her go back and forth between the two. You can obviously tell she knows how to do both of them, and it's just what parts of the song she's choosing to let a different vowel tone kind of color every part of her sound.
Don't feel that crying. Hope you don't blame me for what I'm saying. My heart is aching.
And it just sounds so easy in this part of her voice.
I hope you understand that.
Like when she went to the under, there was a little bit of extra pull to it, but everything leading up to that was in such an easy place that she was kind of able to get up there without over-compressing. And that's what's key, is when you're using these vowel sounds that might not be as perfect, there's just less room for error. So she is compensating for that by just backing off a little as she goes up, but you still hear this extra bit of compression come in. That's because of the vowel. If she didn't want that kind of vowel sound, then I would kind of go to more of a instead of I.
It's my way of feeling. You feel it too. Wallowing in it will be such a waste.
Like right there, she's not in this place as much, and it starts becoming a much more full sound.
That isn't gonna fix it.
Because she's letting it have a little bit more vertical space and round out.
Ooh, yeah, and dry my eyes 'cause I don't feel that crying. Ooh, yeah, at least tonight. No, I don't feel that crying.
Gosh, she's really good.
It hasn't hit me yet, and I know if I go home I'm gonna get upset. Yeah, it hasn't hit me yet, and I know if I go home I'm gonna get upset. It hasn't hit me yet, and I know if I go home I'm gonna get upset.
She is making such amazing eye contact, which can become overwhelming, but with her it's just kind of like pulling you in, and I don't know. It's really cool, but she's been in character this whole time. When she went and started using those rounder sounds, letting a little bit more vertical space come in, it was preparing for when she went up to the chorus again, but then used a bigger sound, a little bit more robust. I like songs with just enough repetition that you really start getting it stuck in your head, but enough variation between styles and vocal tones and colors, and also just how you write the melody. With this song, we get a few different colors. We get a nice amount of repetition, but she's playing with her voice, so it's not the exact same all the way through.
At least tonight, no, I don't feel like crying. Wallowing in it would be such a waste. That isn't gonna fix it anyway, no. Yeah, I dry my eyes 'cause I don't feel like crying.
And then when she goes up to the dry my eyes, she kind of flips for a second, but she's able to bring it back to a connected voice. So I wouldn't call that a complete falsetto because it's not breathy enough and it's not disconnected enough to be a true falsetto. It's just a little bit headier of a sound, a little bit more released, but is still able to come back down into a very full, chesty mix configuration. That time she flips a little bit, but she comes back down.
I know I don't feel that crying. It hasn't hit me yet, and I know if I go home I'm gonna get upset. Yeah, it hasn't hit me yet, and I know if I go home I'm gonna get upset. It hasn't hit me yet, and I know if I go home I'm gonna get upset. At least tonight, no, I don't feel that crying.
It's interesting, every time she goes up to the least, if it's flipped, or if it's going into that headier voice, it looks like she kind of scrunches up her face a little bit, just at least. And I've seen a lot of people do that when they've tried to get up to higher notes. It's interesting though, because then she goes to a very similar note, if not the same note, in a more full voice, and it's a much more relaxed face. So I don't know if she has just something that's tied between what she's doing with her face and the ability to get up to that sound, but that might be a way that she's able to kind of trick her body into the right coordination every time she gets to it. If she has practiced enough times with these different kind of facial expressions, then they can kind of be used as just that in. And then once she's in there, then it's just smooth sailing. But I like it because she's proved she can do both things. She can kind of flip, but her flip is not like a real flip. It's just more of a flip into a place that's more released rather than like a complete disconnected falsetto, because every time that she goes up, she's able to come back down very smoothly. Another thing that helps with that is that she's not pushing for the low notes. So even though it becomes a little bit lighter up at the top, it's not as big of a blend to come down because she's coming down to a place that has a similar amount of resistance. Where if she was pushing for these lower notes and grabbing and engaging a lot of thyroarytenoid muscle, then when she comes down from these really light kind of head voicier places, it might try to grab, but she's not doing that. She's keeping it the same all the way through, and it's just a cool jam. I like the song. Thank you for watching. Again, if you're interested in the song, if you want to go check out Sigrid, go check out the link in my description. If you're interested in signing up for lessons with me, go check out my website, vocalease.net, also in the description, as well as links to my Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, and all the other things. Thank you.